Section 2, Amendment number 3 in the name of Senator Van Turnhout. 3 and 16 are related, may be discussed together by agreement. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed. It's your call, Senator Turnhout.
Thank you very much. I raised this amendment at second stage, so I don't want to take too much time today. The Minister said in principle that the properties that I had raised in the categories, those held by trusts for children and youth activities, would be exempted in a similar manner to that of the household charge. So I'd actually prefer to hear from the Minister first before I decide if I move my amendment.
Okay. Antara, do you wish to
Senator Van Turnhout seeks an exemption for residential properties owned by discretionary trusts and charities. The Thornhill Group expressed concern that the exemption provided for in the household charge legislation for discretionary trusts was a potential vehicle for tax avoidance. It considered that it would be relatively easy for a property owner to place the ownership of properties into a discretionary trust and for the trustees to rent the house back to the person setting up the trust or to a family member for a nominal or no rent. As regards Senator Van Turnhout's amendment for an exception for charitable bodies, the Thornhill Group considered that the local property tax should be centred on principles of equity, transparency and simplicity. Accordingly, it considered that a universal liability should apply to all owners of residential property with a limited number of exemptions. In an effort to keep the rate of tax low and to ensure equity between taxpayers, the Government decided to minimise the number of exemptions to the tax and to limit deferral arrangements to cases where there is a real and material inability to pay the tax. There will not be a blanket exemption for charitable bodies, and in this context the recommendation to provide an exemption for local authority or social housing providers was limited to special need cases. In practice, the majority of housing provided by registered charities would be expected to be exempt from the tax, as it provided to those who require special accommodation and support to enable them to live in the community. Revenue will be providing guidelines in this regard. I understand that Senator Van Turnhout's interest is related to association with the Irish Girl Guides, who own some properties which are used for breaks and holidays for members. I appreciate that groups such as the Girl Guides and many other organisations in the community and voluntary sector provide facilities and work with young people and with other sectors for social and personal development purposes. Such organisations did have exemption from the household charge for the buildings in question, and I am disposed to ensuring that the exemption will continue. The matter will be examined and will be dealt with in the Finance Bill. I will not accept the amendment as currently cast because I will not give a blanket exemption to discretionary trusts. However, I will examine the possibility of extending an exemption to bodies such as the Girl Guides and similar bodies in the context of the Finance Bill 2013.
Senator, that should be music to your ears. So.
Thank you very much, Minister. I appreciate your answer, and I appreciate the answer, and I will await then the Finance Bill. Thank you very much.
So, Senator Van Turnhout, can I take it that Amendment number 3 is withdrawn by leave of the House? I agree. Amendment number 4 is in the name of Senator Sean Barrett. 4 and 6 are related and may be discussed together by agreement. Is that agreed? Senator Barrett to move his amendment.
And congratulations to Senator Van Turnhout. The amendments I have,